Hey everybody, Kat Minks here with Adore Magazine. I'm the editor-in-chief and publisher of this wonderful celebration and lifestyle magazine that I get to share with you. In it, we cover lots of different people, celebrations, inspirational items and subjects and topics. And most recently, I had a fabulous opportunity to interview Hollywood screenwriter Camille Tucker. Her most recent project was the Clark Sisters, First Ladies of Gospel. And in this clip, you're going to actually see her talk about an upcoming project. In it, we also reference a popular television show and movie, which was something that was so strange to me because it was a definite inspiration for what I cover in Adore Magazine and for me launching it. So enjoy the clips. And if you haven't checked out Adore Magazine, you need to get your most recent copy. And you can do that by going to either adoreMagOnline.com or the Apple iTunes Store. Live life being adored.
My writing as well. I feel as though I'm continually learning how to integrate God and God's themes, God's messages, even just like the spirit of God, just ideas and things that turn us to God in the tradition of Jesus as a parabolic storyteller. How can I incorporate that into my screenwriting? So that's kind of how my ministry is. When I do go and speak, it's often regarding singleness and women's issues. And then oftentimes I'm called to speak, whether it's to a faith audience or just like a creative filmmaking audience about filmmaking, about screenwriting, so forth. So those are usually the issues that I am called to speak about.
Okay. And I have seen, I've watched some of your speaking. I would love to come see you live sometime because your message is so uplifting. It's so inspirational to women and for women that are seeking their purpose too. I really saw that in watching you. And you mentioned a project called Blessed in the City. Can you
Yes.
speak to that at all or tell a little bit about what that is?
I totally can. I think Blessed in the City would be a great film for your audiences. Blessed in the City is a screenplay that I started writing a bit ago, and this happens sometimes in the film industry because sometimes you'll write stuff and it might not be exactly the season for it to happen at that time, but I feel like the season is coming. So it's about four women who have sort of been dating, kind of doing their thing. And I would say it's my inspirational take on Sex and the City. So what happened was my friends and I used to be into Sex and the City, and we were kind of like, we first of all, how no, we don't see like any women of faith, and they're like, no one has a different perspective, and then we're like, and also we don't see any women of color. So I wrote a multicultural, what I call inspirational version, and in this movie and also TV companion TV series, they're not trying to have a lot of sex like in Sex and the City. They're trying to not have sex.
Wow, that's really cool. And I have
And
some that you
women
need
are
to
like
speak to.
cool, successful career women, and they go to a born again virgin conference, and then they decide to try to date without sex for 90 days. So,
That is so
so it's
awesome.
like, yeah, so it's kind of a rom-com, but it has like some strong themes to it. And it really looks at female relationships and friendships. And really, ultimately, it's about loving yourself and realizing that sex is a very deep connection. And it really looks at evaluating how we enter into sexual relationships and loving ourselves before we give away that part of ourselves. So it looks at, there's a lot of different women. There's a woman who's already been married. There's one who is a virgin. There's one who has, had sex. So I get to bring the different perspectives to bear in that conversation.
Is
Yeah.
it something that you've already sold and it's like in the works or?
What's really interesting is this is a script that I sold to Will Smith's company, but it didn't get made. And I've been reworking it and retooling it. And I feel like at the right time with the right producer, it's going to get made. It just has to be that right combination of things. And that happens a lot of times in the entertainment industry. But it is very close to my heart because it's loosely based on my real experience of myself and my girlfriends. When we had a Bible study and we decided that we were going to try to date differently. And so it's very close to me. So it is something that I will put all of my passion into getting done at the right time.
Nice. You mentioned that it came up during a Bible study that you were doing. So have you ever thought about doing your own guided Bible study, or that would be like sent out to other churches for other women Bible studies to follow?
I haven't, Kat, but you come up with great ideas. I have not, but what I did do and what I have done is I've been writing a companion book to the film, which is a biblically centered book, a scripturally centered book that is a workbook and a kind of a self-help, self-reflection book on dating from my perspective. And it kind of follows some of the journey of what the women go through in the movie.
Okay.
So similar to what they did with Fireproof or some other films where they have like a companion study guide.
Right.
I am writing a book and have written parts of a book that I'm finishing that goes along with the movie. And so maybe with that, there's some guided Bible study that comes out of it or that's a part of it. Because I think that's awesome. Maybe even an app or something like that too.
Oh yeah, that would be really cool, I think.
Yeah.
Especially with you traveling too and doing your speaking engagements.
Yeah.
It's like,
one vision I had for the film, and you and I will have to keep dialoguing about this, is traveling and doing speaking engagements, not just with me, but with a group of different multicultural women and even a young man that I've partnered with. But yeah, so we'll have to talk to you and others, because what I'd like to do is go to every town and go to universities and just interchange certain people that will speak with me and share their own dating life experience, marriage experience, or what have you. Because I think that's a part of it. It's people sharing their testimonies in preparation for watching the movie or after following watching the movie, having a discussion.